Hello, y'all. Well, my wife's got some shit on in the background that's so fucking loud on her fucking phone that I literally can't hear myself think. I don't know why the phones, when they play shit, is so garbled in my ears and so loud. And then in fucking Spanish, it drives me crazy. I cannot stand it. So you're asking, and I watched this video today, why you will hate living in Paraguay. Listen to me. You will not hate living in Paraguay. You will love living in Paraguay. If you are a sane individual, not touched, ready, by the woke mind virus. My wife fought with some guy online yesterday because she saw this news. What the fuck? Oh, God. I'm trying to set up this stand. There we go. So my wife yesterday, for example, sees this article, right? And in this article, it was talking about a woman throwing her baby into a garbage dumpster. And then some liberal fuck comes in and he's like, oh, that's where you gotta have abortion here in Paraguay. And everyone's talking to this guy like he's a monster. And they can't understand, we don't want your liberal shit here. They do not want your liberal shit here. Understand it right now. If you were a white dude for Harris, you're not gonna get along with these people, bro. Period. End of story. There's no other way to say it to you any more clearly. 95% of this country is a right-wing extremist to the degree that they do not want any of that nonsense. Period. End of story. So, you want to know the real reason you won't like living in Paraguay is because you are fucking insane. That's the real reason you won't like living in Paraguay, is if you are fucking insane and you are liberal. That's the reason you won't like living in Paraguay. That you don't like family values, that you don't like spending time with people, that you're a rotten, miserable piece of garbage. And you've come here to spread your woke mind virus. That fucking guy with that video that I saw today, I commented on his fucking video. It's like Nomad something. He's got like 23,000 subscribers and like 1,000 people watch his shorts, not even. I get more and I've only got 800 subscribers. Like and subscribe. What's up, Madrid? What's up, everybody? I am so tired of these liberal expats here in Paraguay. I hope they all move off to like live with all of their ideology. You know? Why you won't like living in Paraguay. Who is your audience? Why you won't like living in Paraguay? You won't like living in Paraguay if you're fucking sick in the head. I think that's the only reason that you could not like living in Paraguay, is if you literally have something wrong with you. You're some kind of feminist, or I had this one woman come down here one time, my friend's girlfriend, and she was chastising me on the way I talk to my wife. A grown man, this woman had the audacity to correct me on how I was speaking to my wife. That kind of shit does not fly down here. At best, you're going to be looked at like a clown, and they're going to take you for all of your money. And at worst, they're going to be offended and try to make you leave. Yeah. So, that was my short little response, rant, tirade, you know. I'm sitting here listening to Heavy by Linkin Park, you know. It's like everything feels so heavy sometimes. Are you a grandparent? Well, actually, no. But yes, my dogs have had children, and my dogs are like children to me. And then those dogs are like grandchildren to me. Shout out to Greta and Celeste, my grandpups, my grandpups. And I do hope to have a grandchild soon, with my daughter having a baby one day. But I want to have another kid myself too, you know. So won't that be funny that my grandchild and my child will probably end up growing up together? How cool will that be? You know? It is what it is. The mother is, my wife is only 36. She's certainly ripe for a child, and I'm only 47. Or wait, she's 37, I'm 46. But I'll be 47 in November. Me and my wife are exactly 10 years apart. So anyway, make sure to say hello, make sure to like and subscribe, make sure to get notified if I do videos, if you like them that much. I don't come on all the time, but I gotta start doing some more lives, you know. I gotta start putting in the hours. I've been lazy, but not really lazy, just busy. I've been really, really busy with work. You know, my main work is the clearinghouse business. Anyone's curious. As well as project management for software development. But I'm also a landlord. I rent my house in the States. So all of these things combined make it so I don't really have to do much at this point. 47. How about you? How you doing? This is my second fortune. My first fortune was made off of the backs of hustling and pimping, and then later using my skills from pimping to start affiliate marketing. And you can look at some of my previous videos about affiliate marketing way back when I was thinking that I might take this channel in the direction of teaching and informing people on how to make money and things like that. But then I realized you guys don't even fucking listen, and you will never fucking learn. That's what I realized. I realized that 95% of humans, as you can see in one of my shorts, I explained it very clearly, that about 95% of the population is just programmed bots that refuse to do anything outside of working within enslaved confines. And if that's the life that you want, then, I mean, you're welcome to it. I was talking to my friend Bill the other day, and he said, you know, there's places for all of these things and all of these people. They're like cogs in the machine. You know, there's got to be somebody to ring up my order at KFC. And that person, if they're going to be contented, right, in that position, well, they can't be the highest caliber, right? They've got to be programmed a little bit. So I get it. The world needs people like that. But what you don't realize is that if you've played and sucked enough corporate cock and you're making a couple $100,000 a year, you're still a slave. Because you're still in this work, sleep, eat cycle. You see? The work, eat, sleep cycle. The work, eat, sleep cycle. Work, eat, sleep. Work, eat, sleep. That's no way to live, guys. Go out there and be somebody. Do something. Get the fuck up, dude. There's no opportunity where you are. Get the fuck out. There's no women of caliber and of quality where you are. Get the fuck out. It's that simple. I probably lived in 20 US cities searching for the perfect place. And I thought I found it in Sandy, Oregon. But it all fell to shit. It was my own goddamn fault, really. It was my own goddamn fault. That's what a man does. He takes responsibility. He takes it on the chin. And he says, what can I learn from this? And you move on. Onwards and upwards. Yeah? Onwards and upwards, my friend. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Say that to yourself like a goddamn mantra. Improvise, improvise, adapt, overcome. Yeah? I'll give you another mantra to just kind of meditate to. Ready? Calm, cool, collected. Calm, cool, collected. And 3 deep breaths. Then think about yourself and your goddamn place in the goddamn world. Figure out who the fuck you are, where the fuck you've been, and where the fuck you're going. Huh? That's what you gotta do. Figure out where the fuck you've been, where the fuck you are, and where the fuck you're going. You know? Mommy? Yeah? Come here.
What?
First, I need kisses. Second, I need Diet Coke. They speak, I have grandchildren. You know what grandchildren is?
Nieto.
Yeah. Maybe they think I am very old.
Yeah, you are all. You need careful. You need to keep it up.
I miss you. I miss you. Get my Diet Coke. Nurse Ratchet, my cigarettes. No, I don't need cigarettes. It's Broma. Broma. Joking. Where is everybody today? Are you at work? Are you at home? Tucked into your blankets, listening to Professor Sean, thinking about wild, crazy adventures and journeys off to the mystical, magical land of Paraguay with big booty Latinas. Big booty Latinas. Straight from the tap. Ready for this shit? Straight from the tap. Straight from the tap. Yeah, let's go. Oh, by the way, the whole burping or farting and saying excuse me, that doesn't fly here in Paraguay. Like, their version of that is that you must excuse yourself from the entire vicinity. And that even if you go into the bathroom, if they can hear the farts, it's still what they would consider mal-education, which is bad manners. You must see, now I don't. I just play the I'm a stupid white person card. Do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, if you want to not be offensive because you're not comfortable in your masculinity or who you are as an individual yet, well, enough to be a person that is independent of what others think of you, well, excuse yourself before you burp or you fart in front of Paraguayans because they don't like it. You know, even I do under certain conditions. And I really just genuinely don't give a fuck. So, like, you know, it is what it is. Let's have a cigarette, everybody. You know what I like? You know what I miss that I'm going to recreate here in Luque one day? I'm just waiting for funding. I'm going to create a club, but it's not going to be like a typical club. It's going to be like the 90s coffee shop experience, you know? And you're just going to come in and drink coffee and hang out. It's going to be so fucking awesome. I can't wait. It's going to be my wife's going to open up a salon. Yeah, we've got plans for different businesses we're going to open here. Different things we're going to do. Eventually, I'm going to start some non-profits to try and help the Paraguayan people learn English and get more into the worldwide economy. You know, That's my main mission for life, besides creating a legacy for my wife. You know, I'm 47, not 87, so I've got time, you know. I don't plan on going anywhere. Yeah, I was with a friend named Max the other day, and we were sitting on the couch, and we were talking, you know, and he was a little upset because his business was slower than he would like, and I was a little irritated with the process that's going on with some of my work. And we collectively said to each other, like, exactly at the same time, that, yeah, life isn't so fucking bad though, right? Because at least we're in Paraguay. And the women are plentiful and dutiful, and the food is cheap, and the rent is cheap. And we're not in any danger of living in the streets or going without food anytime soon, you know? You always have time to repair if your foundation is solid enough. And I'm finally at that point where no matter what happens, I'm going to be okay. And that feels good. You know, I lived on the streets, guys. I literally lived in the streets. I was 19, living in New York City, very alone, very sad. I didn't know what to do with my life. And I met this girl down in Missouri. Next thing you know, I was moving to Missouri. And things with her lasted maybe a month. And then I was literally homeless on the street in a city where I knew nothing and no one. I reached out to my family and no one would help me. And this is the feeling. This is the rock bottom where you reach out your hand and you say, help me, anyone. And nobody will. And nobody will help you. And you know it's not because they can't. It's just because they won't. This either destroys you, this process, or it turns you into something different. It turns you into a survivor of something. You know what I mean? And then you start to do this and survive this, and you start to do that and survive that. And then eventually, you look at the camera and you say, brother, what the fuck are you gonna do to me? How are you going to hurt? How? It's kind of hard at this point because I know how to deal with everything because I've been through the crucible, the journey of destruction, total, complete annihilation and rebirth. To become a champion in another. To go through this process, this breaking down, and then this recovery. Over and over and over and over again. Well, it hardens, sharpens, and then you realize something. You're not losing as often because you're covering your ass more and more. Because you know what to look out for. It's like this old joke, right? Where it's like, there's a Christian and a Jew and an Arab, right? And they're in this rowboat in the middle of a lake, right? And they lose the oars, you know, the oars for moving the boat. And they say, well, how are we going to get to the shore? You know, they can see the shore. And the Arab says, well, why don't we walk on water? Why don't we use our faith to walk on water? And so, first, the Arab does it, and he steps off the boat, he falls into the water. It's fucked. And then the rabbi tries. Same thing happens. Falls into the water. And then the Christian, and you could really make it whichever one you want. But you know that Jesus walked on water bit, you know. The Christian goes and walks across the water and on the other side. And the rabbi and the Arab, they scream, they say, how did you get to the other side? And the Christian says, you just got to know where the rocks are. You know, you just got to know where the rocks are. See, if you know where the rocks are, it's a lot harder to fall into the water. So, when you see things enough times, you start to notice patterns, you know. You start to notice, well, wait a second. Every time type A person is in type B situation, they reacted type C behavioral attribute. I mean, the same way that you look at statistics and things like this. Except you become a walking, talking, demographically understanding artificial intelligence in a way, to where you can just calculate what the fuck people are going to do before they do it. Brother, you don't surprise me. I know who you are. And if I don't, I'll figure it out real fucking quick. Because you don't surprise me. I've seen you before. You're not unique. Go back to Fight Club. You are not a unique and individual snowflake. You are more likely than not a cog in a more grand machine. That is more likely than not your place as you watch this right now. Like literally, the the zero people in the live, but the people that might watch it later. Dude, more likely than not, you are a totally replaceable cog. I hate to tell you. Even when it comes to the fact that there's no people in my life right now, I continue to speak. Why? Because I know that hundreds will watch it later. You see? So my effort is not for naught. You see? No matter what way it goes, I win. Because I'm not actually a cog in the machine. You understand? I've escaped the system. And if you watch me, and if you actually listen to the Phoenix Doctrine playlist, which is openly available, my autobiography, it's in the playlist section, you will say, what the living fuck? In this 20-part series. This is not normal. But you know where the Phoenix Doctrine leaves off? Do you know where it leaves off in the autobiography? It leaves off now. And you watch it all live. The further ascent. You're watching it now. Every time I bring my wife on a vacation, every time I get kisses on the couch or play with my dogs or get a hug from my daughter, every victory that I have, every luxury that I have is from this cycle of rebirth. You know? The cycle of rebirth. The Phoenix Doctrine. So check it out. But here's the funny thing. It's also a test, the Phoenix Doctrine. You see, after you go through chapter 1 through 10 in the Phoenix Doctrine, you're presented with a question. Are you worthy of 11 through 20? That's a question that you ask yourself. And then you watch 11 through 20. And then you watch my shorts and my life and my stories and my lives. And you say, something is different here and I like it. See, that's the test. Something is different here and I like it. When you think like me, you'll be a champion. But I really don't think it's possible to think like me. You would have to go through immeasurable amounts of torture and be able to sustain it in a way that I think I was only able to because of my Tourette syndrome and going through the torture of that from an early age and understanding the true, steady torture of not being able to control your own body and the effects that that has upon your body itself, but also upon your interaction with your fellow man. Yeah. So I was designed to learn torture and extreme measures. And as I learned them, as they were used against me, I turned the extreme measures back upon the attackers. Basically. That's what you have to do. Hello, how are you, Diane? I can't believe you came into my live. How sweet. I am really just talking about nothing, really. Anyway, we have life. That's what we're talking about. But really, life in Paraguay. Life in Paraguay is good. You know? We love our families. We love our friends. I love my Diet Coke. Hey, what's up? Hola, buenas tardes. What's up, Karen? Nice to see you. Mommy! Selena is in my live. Yes, very sweet. So glad that some people are joining. I do get lonely. I do get lonely. I like it when people talk to me. We can have a conversation instead of me ranting about liberals for an hour. You know what I mean? How are you, Karen? How are you, Diane, Selena, whatever we're gonna go by today? I always like Selena, your stage name. So anyway, I'm in a good place. Really, I'm spending more time focusing on family and my closest of friends, you know? And work. The work is good. I'm at the point with my work where there's not much more that I could do. It's all kind of left up to my managers at this point. You know what I mean? Not my manager, my managers, the people that work under me. Kind of under their control, or you could say partners. Say it's up to my partners at this point. But when you get to that point, you just gotta kind of relax and say, well, I've played my hand, and time to see what I get on the flop, you know? Or on the river, on the river. I haven't played poker in so long. I don't know. I used to be into playing poker, but eventually I get angry playing poker when I lose good hands, you know? when I lose a really good hand, I think, you know, this isn't as skill-based as we might want it to believe it is. You know? I really hope that this whole time I've had Heavy by Linkin Park playing in the background, that it hasn't been loud enough to trigger the copyright warning. But people have been continually coming in, so it can't be blocked that poorly, that badly. I don't know. They're so strict. So what's everybody up to today? Where are you? Are you in the lovely country of Paraguay? Or are you in the United States? I have a lot of people in India watch me for some reason. I don't know why. What do I want to do today? Well, I am enjoying just sitting listening to music right now. But eventually that's gonna get old. You know? Then I'll probably watch some TV. My wife wanted to go take a walk. She wants to make a strawberry pie today. We'll have videos of her making the strawberry pie later on today. And that'll be on Professor Sean. And she's making chili for dinner. That's gonna be nice. But I think that other than taking a walk, today is mainly a day in the house. I don't think I'm going out much today other than taking a walk. And that's about that. So I suppose I should get along with my day. And thank you everyone for watching me ramble for a while. And make sure to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Well, that seems like a little excessive, you know, but if you really like me that much, then you want to know when I make a video. And love you all in the Professor Sean family. Thank you for watching. Peace.